back. My back is killing me. What's up, guys? I'm very white. Well, my skin looks dark, but my clothing choices are in sync and far too white for my liking. But either way, I'm going to roll with it. Alright, so today's video is discussing day 9 of living with no alcohol. And today's actually, oh my god. In the meantime, I've picked up some sort of back injury. My back does have a tendency to go out at the worst times. It always happens, whether it's reaching down to open the fridge or whether it's going and doing a 100% intensity Muay Thai session with absolutely no conditioning. It happens, and I am working through my latest edition of putting my back out. So forgive me. That's the bad news. The good news is that today being day 10, we've gotten through 10 days, almost a week and a half. I am going to discuss day 9. Well, actually, I'm going to discuss the night of day 8 and then all of yesterday. The night of day 8, alright, and I know the title of this video is going to be something like, I just went out sober for the first time in my life and actually had a good time. I did it. I bit the fucking bullet. I said to myself, what's the worst that can happen? You get bored, you feel awkward, and you leave. You go home. You call it a night, and you try again another day. I went out here on Phuket. I went to Bangla Road, and I met up with a friend, and I went out. And went to about 3 or 4 different places, a couple of bars with live music, then went to a club. And I spent from 9:30 at night till 4 o'clock in the morning pretty entertained. You know, it was a fun night. I got to the end of it. I remembered it. I definitely burnt a few calories. I was dancing for about 5 hours straight. Had a good time. You know, it's not something I'd want to do every night, but to know in here that it's a possibility and that it's not going to be all doom and gloom and that you can actually have fun around other people drinking when you're not drinking. It's possible. It's possible. And I've been told that before, and I've heard that from many other people, but I've never actually believed it, and it was time for me to test the theory, and it worked. There was one dicey moment. And it was the first drink that I ordered. So I ordered a drink for her, I got a drink for myself. And it was at that moment that I was going to make the decision, okay, because I'd been tempted, I knew I was going out, I thought all day I was like, right, am I going to let myself down? Am I going to let myself have one drink? Is that going to then turn into 10, like I know it does? I'm going to come home with a hangover, with a big bill. And it was in that moment that I decided, right, okay, I don't want to lose face here, even though well, to be honest, once I admitted later on in the night that I wasn't drinking, it was like it had to be accepted. I mean, that was the case, and I was sticking to it. But I was bombarded with offers of alcohol, and when I ordered a Coke, rather than a beer or a Jim Beam and Coke, I was kind of looked at a bit funny, and that's okay. You're on Bangla Road in Phuket. Everyone's out to get pissed. Well, most people anyway, but not me that night. So anyway, the moment I'm talking about is when I ordered our first drink, and I actually ordered a beer because I didn't want to lose face, and I just wanted to, you know, I just wanted the night to run as smoothly as possible, and I thought that would be the way to do it. And the drinks came out, and I put the beer up to my mouth, and I kind of knew at that point I wasn't going to drink anything, but I had to make it look like I was going to have a drink, so I put the beer up to my mouth, and I acted as though I was taking a swig, and I put it back down, and I said to myself, no, not tonight, not tonight. Whatever happens tonight, because I was already in a club, and there was already live music, and everyone was around, and people were dancing, and it was like, fuck, okay, I don't feel too bad. I mean, everyone's having a good time. No one relies on me to drink to have a fucking good time, right? And neither do I. And so it was at that moment that I put it up to my lips. And I didn't even like beer, right? I just bought it for the reasons I just said, put it back down. And I said to myself, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to push through. I'm going to see what the night holds. And next minute, I kept on looking at my watch. Actually, I didn't have my watch on. That's an interesting thought. So I had my phone in my pocket, obviously no social media at the moment, so I had nothing to check, nothing to look at. And from 9:30, the next time I looked at my phone, it was 12:30. And we went down to the beach for a bit, for about an hour. It was 1:30. Then we came back down Bangla Road, went to another place. And next minute, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, that happens. That happens when you're drinking, right? That's always the thought. Where does the time go? Where does the time go? You always want the night to continue. You never want to go home, or at least that's how I feel when I'm on a drinking bender and I've gone out. But in this case, I mean, the time still goes. It still goes, it still passes, and you still have fun. Well, I still had fun. I'm not going to say that would happen every night, but I think it was due to the company and due to, like, you know, every now and then a song that I actually really enjoy, sober, came on, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I could be doing this all night. And then another song would come on and I don't really like it, or it doesn't really vibe with me, and I continue dancing, but it's not that like real connection to the song. And hey man, I went out for fucking 6.5 hours till 4 in the morning, completely stone cold sober from alcohol. Okay. And that's it. That was my experience. So that was the night of day 8. I only had 3 hours sleep that night. I booked a hotel in Patong, slept from like 5 till 8, got up, was pretty shattered, left that place, only took my bare essentials with me, came back here to Geelong, came back to my room, and I lay down on my bed at like 10 in the morning, and I just had this, well, I was so tired, so wrecked, but in the back of my mind, I had this pride in me that I'd just done that, that I'd gotten through. I'd been tempted throughout the entire night. I'd bought a fucking drink and I still got through, and I didn't have it. And that, my friends, fills me with the utmost confidence for the future, and it also makes me look forward to the possibility of going out, of being invited out to whatever, and not drinking and just enjoying it for what it is. And hey, like I said at the start, what's the worst that can happen? You say, fuck this, I'm bored, I'm going home. And you may be able to drive home. I mean, at the end of the day, like, the amount of times that I've driven drunk and just been lucky at the end of the day, been lucky that I haven't got a ticket, and most importantly, been lucky that I haven't caused an accident. Oh my God. So day 9, that's what we're discussing today, was yesterday, spent not doing a lot, my back was playing up. I had this sense of pride with me that I didn't drink, so really I didn't need to do much at all, except for relax, recover. That's what Phuket's for. I had some good food last night, really good, healthy, sugar-free food. There's a place just around the corner, and I got a grilled chicken and steamed vegetables meal, and then I got a grilled fish, and what was it? Can't remember now. I think it might have been steamed vegetables as well. So 2 sources of protein and veg, and then some satay sauce to put on top, and that finished my night perfectly. Then I lay here. Let's get the correct English. I lay here and tried to get in a comfortable position, and probably passed out at about 8:30 initially. Woke up at about 10:30, stayed up for another hour and a half. At about midnight I passed out for good and woke up at like 9 o'clock this morning. And I'm still feeling pretty wrecked, and that's one thing that, like, look, a hangover is one thing, but when you're feeling really genuinely tired after pushing out the time that you go to bed from like midnight to 5 o'clock, and it happens all of a sudden and out of the blue, that can really throw you. It's kind of like jet lag, and I'm kind of feeling that right now. So either way, all positive feelings. I'm having a look on Skyscanner every now and then, because I do have to secure a flight home at some point, and the longer I leave it, the more expensive it's going to get. So I have to do that at some point soon, and that will leave me with 2 addictions to work through up to that point of leaving Thailand, and I will leave all of this shit, including alcohol, here in Thailand, and you know, that'll be part of my story. So once again, guys, thank you for listening. I will be back with you very shortly. In fact, I'm going to shut the camera off now, and then I'm going to begin another video talking about day 10. I don't know how long these daily videos are going to continue, but if I've got the time and I've got the energy and I've got something to tell, something to say, then I'll do it. But for now, it's just going to be a bit of R&R. And that's it, man. I'm just feeling, oh my God. I'm feeling pretty wrecked, to be honest. I slept for 10 hours last night. It doesn't feel like it. Oh, it's been raining on and off too. I got a scooter. I'm going to go exploring, I think. Got as far as Patong, obviously. Didn't really get too much further, so there's plenty more of Phuket for me to explore, and whether I'm here for another week or another 2 or another fucking 4 days, I don't know at this point. I don't know. I've been here for almost 2 weeks, and even though I haven't done the amount of training that I may have thought, I am content with my trip. I'm content with what I've gotten out of it. I'm content with my experience. And that means that you can leave somewhere and finish your holiday feeling like it's time. I removed myself from Western society for this reason. It's almost time to insert myself back into it. And that's okay. It's got to be done. I need to start working again. I need to start providing for my kids again, and doing it sober. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.